Here's some more problems from the antiderivative worksheet. It's number 27. And again, we want to find the antiderivative, which we notate as capital F of x, if f of x is the derivative. And it looks very much like our formula for the derivative of the natural log of x. Remember, the derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x. So there we go. So we got it. So we can just write the fact that f of x equals the natural log of x, and then plus c, our constant. We don't know what that is, but we do have a particular value, so we can put this in and check it. So we know that when f of x equals 5, x equals e squared. So we put 5. That equals the natural log of e squared plus c. Okay, but the natural log of e squared is just going to be 2 times the natural log of e. In other words, we can use our property of exponents and our property of logarithms, using that exponent property where we can bring the exponent down in front. So we can say that 5 equals 2 times the natural log of e plus c, but the natural log of e is 1. So that actually implies that 5 equals, and then 2 times 1 is 2, 2 plus c. And then if I subtract 2 from both sides, that will imply that 3 equals c. Okay? So 5 equals 2 natural log of e plus c implies that 5 equals, this is just 2 plus c, which implies if I subtract 2 from both sides, that 3 equals c. So now I've got my c, so I can just put that right in there, capital F of x, or the antiderivative equals the natural log of x plus 3. All right. So as long as you know your properties of logarithms, no problem. Okay, let's take a look at number 28. Another formula for antiderivatives. What's the derivative of the tangent of x? Secant squared. So the antiderivative of secant squared is a tangent. So it's pretty much right off of our flashcards. Oops, tax time. Tangent of x. Okay, plus c. All right, and we have a particular value, so we know what f of x is 5. So capital F of x is 5. Then the tangent, and x will be 3 pi over 4 plus c. So that's 5. And what's the tangent of 3 pi over 4? Well, the tangent of pi over 4 is 1, but 3 pi over 4 is in the second quadrant, and the tangent is negative in the second quadrant, so that's going to be negative 1. Good old trigonometry. So that's going to imply that if I add 1 to both sides, 6 equals c. So now we've got it. F of x equals the tangent of x plus c. In this case, c is 6. So there you go. And we can try another one. I think we got time for another one here. So here's number 29. And 29 is cosecant cotangent. So this looks like our antiderivative. And this looks like almost like the Derivative of the cosecant. The derivative of the cosecant is negative this. So we're missing a negative sign, so the antiderivative will be negative cosecant of x plus c. And you can always check this just by taking the derivative. In other words, the derivative of the cosecant of x is the cosecant of x is negative, negative cosecant of x cotangent of x. But I've got a negative in front of that, so a negative times a negative would be just that. And the derivative of c is 0. So if you take the derivative of this, you will get that. And we know how to take derivatives, so you can always check it. So there's probably no way you should miss this part. Again, the derivative of the cosecant of x is negative cosecant of x cotangent of x, but I got a negative in front. Negative times negative is positive, so I've got that, and the derivative of c is 0. And then we just substitute our particular value so we can find out what the c is. So square root of 2 is f of x when x is pi over 4. Plus c. So we've got the square root of 2 equals negative. And what's the cosecant of pi over 4? Well, this might be a little bit of a trick. I try to think of it as the sine. So what's the sine of pi over 4? Well, that's the square root of 2 over 2, right? So the cosecant is 1 over that, so that's just going to be the reciprocal 2 over the square root of 2. And then if I rationalize that, so I multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2, we get 2 times the square root of 2 over 2, which is just the square root of 2. So that's just going to be the square root of 2. And then if I add the square root of 2 to both sides, I get 2 square roots of 2 equals c. All right? And there's my rest of my solution. So f of x equals negative cosecant of x and then plus 2 square roots of 2. All right? So again, you have to know your trigonometry. But that shouldn't be an issue. Okay? So there's 29.